How about this new one they have? Their new star, Crockett. How about her? Is that real? Are they serious about that? That's their new star? If that's their new star, they're in serious trouble.
Lost twice when women ran.
Yeah.
I mean,
but is there no distinguishing factors to each woman and why they might have lost? Is there no nuance?
But you can't say, oh, you lost because y'all were woke. You were trying to protect gay folks. You were trying to
experience the reality that these women can't get elected.
This country is a misogynistic country, and this country is a country that, out of all of the first world countries, hasn't been able to elect a female president.
So
That's just factual.
There was this mystery around the Clinton baggage they took. I just don't trust it.
Okay, listen. Sexism, racism absolutely exists. It absolutely is a factor in elections. It is not the determinative factor in the 2024 election.
Time for another clucking session because the cackling hens are melting down, arguing with each other, barking back and forth as they discuss the prospects of hood RAPTOR Jasmine Crockett, the most ghetto, probably dumbest member of Congress who's made a name for herself by appealing to the lowest common denominator. You know, the folks who never get up off their ass and actually vote. That's who she somehow thinks she can build a coalition of people of and try to win in some sort of untapped market. Best of luck to her on that, but I really don't think that it's going to happen. And reasonably, some folks on the hen nest here don't think it's going to happen either. And what do you have but Sonny Hostin just getting up there and like, of course this was going to happen because she's Miss Pro-Black. She's black. Like, she only cares about trying to get in black people that are Democrats. She don't care about nothing else. She's not trying to hear no facts. She's Trump deranged. She's a lunatic, and I'm all here for it. Let's get into this.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett.
Bro, stop right there. What happened to your voice?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime.
Child, go home. It ain't worth the money, and it ain't worth my ears.
Was asked about the future of the Democratic leadership during an interview on the Sirius XM show Urban View. And she thinks they could try to play it safe again. Take a look.
It is this fear that the people within the party, within
Jasmine Crockett look like a bumblebee.
In the primary system will have
she look like a hornet.
Have about voting for a woman because every time we voted for a woman, we've lost so far. And I think that that's a
well, yeah, I mean, technically, tons of men have lost so far too. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. How many women have even attempted to run for president? It really hadn't even been that many. So, of course, if they keep doing it, then they're obviously going to have some woman win at some point.
Natural fear because we just want to win. So there's a lot of people that are like, you know what? Like, let's go find the safest white boy we can find. When we talk about them, I can tell you that there is one specific candidate. I had a donor on the phones with me telling me that all the donors are lining up behind that candidate.
I mean, who do you think that is, one? And number two, does it really matter because all of them are lined up behind Joe Biden? How did that work out? It doesn't matter what these people say. They probably don't know what the hell they're doing either. They lined up behind Joe Biden. He dropped out. Then they lined up behind Kamala Harris. She failed. These people don't know what the hell they're doing. They're not making good picks, period.
Oh, I think it's J.B. Pritzker, but I could be wrong.
Pritzker?
You're built like the balls outside of Target? Wow.
Hey, he's Illinois governor. He's a billionaire. He's Midwest. He's got the profile.
Pritzker. You guys think Pritzker? There's so many fat jokes. Like, it's gonna be Chris Christie all over again. I can't wait to see Trump. Trump already roasts Pritzker sometimes.
In Illinois, I don't know how it continues. You have this guy Pritzker. I don't know. He's too busy eating. He wants to eat all the time. Would you like a hamburger? How many do you want? 5? I'll have 5 burgers, please. You go to his office. Would you like a hamburger? Yeah. Okay, I'll have 5 burgers, please. Who the hell orders 5 burgers? You may have the worst governor in the entire country. He's terrible. They threw him out of the family business, so he decides to run for governor. I know the Pritzker family very well. I was partners with them, actually. They have some good people, but they threw him out because he was not very good, and he ends up running for governor because he's got money, but he's terrible. But I'm not allowed to use the fat word. That's the other word you cannot use. You are not allowed to use the fat word, so I will not do it, but that guy is disgusting.
And he didn't say his stupid name right. It reminds me of Pretzel, which is, I'm sure he's probably gobbling some down right now.
I'm Governor Wes Moore all the way.
Wes Moore is a very good idea.
And if you don't know who he is,
Black guy.
you should learn, because to me, he's the most qualified, amazing candidate I've seen in my lifetime.
So you
he
agree-
will be president.
So you agree with Crockett then?
He's
that you-
black.
that you can't have a woman.
You can't have a woman.
What? Just because this guy happens to be a male, then all of a sudden that's what it means? How do these people's brain, like, it's like there's no brain there. Like, seriously.
But the thing is that I don't look at people first by the woman, a black man, a gay person.
Good.
I look at the best candidate, and then they happen to have all these other things they bring
You
to
may
it.
be a little different from most of the country.
I don't know.
No, that's you guys are just racist and sexist as hell. That's all that you see. I see a dum-dum when I see Jasmine Crockett. I see somebody who's ghetto. Same thing for Kamala, I see just dum-dum. I actually think Crockett actually might be smarter than Kamala, believe it, because Kamala just seems like she's a freaking dodo brain.
I would say that we got to stop telling the American public what they're ready for.
And
we've elected a black man before.
We lost twice when women were around.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, if y'all caught what Alyssa said, hey, we've elected a black man twice before. Is it not more than twice? Do I get it that it's a low number? Yes. But 2 times is still pretty big, all things considered, at a time when people were assured that it was impossible for a black man to win in America.
There are no distinguishing factors to each woman and why they might have lost? Is there no nuance?
Hillary Clinton was one of the most qualified candidate in presidential.
She carried
Okay, yeah, and she also got people killed in Benghazi and had the private email server that she lied about, bleach bit, and they physically tried to destroy evidence as well. So Hillary Clinton had a lot of problems, and she didn't pass any meaningful legislation, things that she promised that she would pass. Donald Trump asked her, why didn't you do it? Same thing that he did to Kamala Harris. He kicked both of their ass using the same line.
I just ask one simple question. Why didn't she do it? Why hasn't she done it? Hey, if she had a problem, for 30 years she's been doing this, Anderson. I say it all the time. She talks about health care. Why didn't she do something about it? She talks about taxes. Why didn't she do something about it?
Point here.
Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it?
But she was polarizing.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm
she
fine.
lost
because
to a failed game show host.
Yes.
I loved her. I
Wait a minute, Donald Trump had a game show?
voted for her, but the number one thing I heard from people that didn't like her was there was this mystery around the Clinton baggage they took. I just don't trust her.
This country is a misogynistic country, and this country is a country that, out of all of the first world countries, hasn't been able to elect a female president. That's just factual.
Okay, listen, sexism, racism absolutely exists. It absolutely is an effect.
They always love to go to the simplest denominator, even though there is all these factors, especially Sunny. I mean, all of them are stupid as hell, but Sunny, she's not the dumbest, but she does make some of the dumbest points and pretends to be the smart. I feel like she should be ashamed of herself the most, because she's supposed to be like the most highly educated person on this panel, but she says things that are just as dumb as everybody else. It's incredible.
As a factor at elections, it is not the determinative factor in the 2024 election. And she outperformed Joe Biden when he was in the race. The numbers went up. The fundraising went up. She had a short window to run. And I disagreed strongly with President Biden when he basically blamed that on why Kamala Harris lost. And I think all the data that we have, when you see why she lost the battleground states, it is not because a bunch of racist Democrats didn't turn out for her. That's not why.
It's very important when we're talking.
You can't talk without, like, what you throwing up gang signs? Like, what is you doing? What is you doing, Whoopi? Like, calm down. Just, I know your voice is going out, but speak.
We talk from a color place because that's how we're judged. That's how we're seen.
Yeah.
And so it's very important for people to understand that. And listen,
I see why I
you're
don't watch
all
this.
smart, but you can't say, oh, you lost because y'all were woke. You were trying to protect gay folks. You were trying... Because gay folks are just as much a part of this country. And if we're not protecting them, and we've heard the other...
Ain't nobody say nothing about... God, maybe somebody somewhere said something bad about gay people. I think is that association with LGBTQIA++ nonsense. I think LGB is a little bit more natural. I don't really think none of it's natural per se, but lesbian, gay, bisexual is like regular people stuff. Once you get beyond that at all, then it's like we're going into the freak shows, the drag queens, the story times, the chopping off body parts like it gets sick. I don't give a damn how many of these people there are in the country. It's not normal. It needs to be treated as a mental illness. These people need help. And whatever the Democrats are doing is not helping. They're just manipulating these people to try to get their vote.
We lost. We know it. I don't know why she lost, because she was qualified. It doesn't matter.
They just explained that there's reasons why they lost. Why don't y'all ever listen? Come on.
There's a reality to the situation that we have experienced in the past, 10 years?
Yes.
You know, we have experienced the reality that these women can't get elected.
To win.
You have to acknowledge that it's certainly there that certain
part of
people
it.
cannot
Put
put
it all on
to a woman.
It's like they just don't get it. They feel like, well, hey, if you have these qualifications on paper, why isn't that enough? Well, most presidential candidates have a bunch of qualifications on paper. Joe Biden has a bunch of qualifications on paper. How come he wasn't able to win a second term? Oh, it must be because he's a man. No, he was old, feeble, incompetent, and he did a horrible job in his first term. Joe Biden tried to get elected president pretty much his whole freaking life as soon as he was eligible. When he turned... when he got over the 35-year-old threshold, he kept trying to be president his whole freaking life. So, of course, it makes sense that a lot of women who don't even try to become president, most of them, are not going to be able to win. Like, look at when the people who run. Guarantee you when the next primary season comes up and they're trying to decide who's going to be a Democrat candidate, guarantee you that there's going to be a few women on stage, but it's going to be more men than women. The math just is what it is. Like, we can't force the math to be like where you got 3 women on stage at like 14 dudes, and then the women just always come out on top and manage to win. That's just not how it is, guys. And yes, there is going to be some level of uphill battle on top of everything else, because a lot of people like to coddle the women and protect them. And anytime you say anything about the women, oh, you're being misogynist and sexist and all this stuff. Like, no, if they're a strong leader, you can't have it both ways. You can't be strong and independent and a leader and all this stuff, but then have a bunch of coddling and victimhood and, oh my gosh, they're being so mean to me, make them stop. No, be tough, be strong. Nobody's trying to hear it if you're trying to be the leader of the free world, the leader of the strongest and best nation in the world. We don't need a weak leader. We don't need a Kamala Harris. We don't need a Sleepy Joe. We need somebody like Tef, Lon, Don, or better. Now, that's a high bar, but you guys know what I'm saying. But what do you think? Do you think that people just don't want a female president? Not saying that there's no exceptions, but I'm saying just en masse, as these cackling hens imply. Or is it that these people are corrupt in Hillary Clinton's case, or incompetent in Kamala Harris's case? Would you do anything differently? Not really. I can't think of anything. That was a stupid answer, Kamala.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate you watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
They have a new person named Crockett. I watched her speak the other day. She's definitely a low IQ person. And they said she's the future of the party. I said, you have to be kidding. I don't know what they're going to do.